Well, hey there, Tolkien fans, and welcome to another video. So, a couple of weeks ago, I made a video in which I complained about the improper casting of the upcoming The Lord of the Rings TV show by Amazon, and I was expressing my dissatisfaction by the apparent casting of African-looking characters as elves or Númenóreans. To which I, of course, got a lot of negative feedback and from people that disagreed with me, which I understand. I am open to intelligent discussion. However, I have found some new news really, about this, which I want to talk about today. But first, please, let me show you something, and do bear this in mind for the rest of the video. So here we've got Wakanda, which is a fictitious country from Marvel Comics and Marvel Comics films, which is based on any African community. And now please do imagine that there was another Black Panther movie being made, and some of those native-born Wakandians, which you can see here, would be portrayed by people looking like this actor here, Mads Mikkelsen, who is Danish. And they would look like this, native-born Wakandians. Well, those filmmakers would be annihilated. They would be obliterated, and they would be hunted down and cancelled immediately. Because Tolkien based his Arda, and more specifically his Middle-earth, on the medieval Europe, and more specifically on the western and northern regions of medieval Europe, circa around 900 AD. So you want to tell me, and this, by the way, comes from the OneRing.net, the official site of the Lord of the Rings fandom, and they've got most of the news from official websites, from verified media, and so on and so forth. So they are talking about the latest addition to the casting of the upcoming Lord of the Rings TV show, and it's a woman called Sarah Zwangobani. And so they are providing some bio about the character, about the woman, but that's not important here. That's absolutely irrelevant. What is relevant here is this, that people who are running the official The One Ring Net website, they dare saying this: given her striking good looks, Sarah could be cast in any number of roles in the new Amazon series. A Númenórean queen, or perhaps an elf of Eregion during the time of the making of the Rings of Power. No matter the region and people of Middle-earth she becomes a part of, Sarah is a perfect addition to the Amazon TV series cast. Now, I got a lot of comments upon the fact that, oh, but there were 10 people in Middle-earth, and there were people that had black hair, and there were, of course there were, as in the ancient Europe. Obviously, there were people who were of very pale skin, but also of tan skin, because people were very often exposed to elements and to the outside, to the rough weather. So it is very, very obvious that when they were exposed to the sun for some time, their skin wasn't extremely pale. I wasn't talking about that. I was not referring to the fact that each and every single character in The Lord of the Rings should look like Mads Mikkelsen. No, I was only talking about I'll get to that, by the way. I was only talking about the fact that apparently African-looking characters just were not in Middle-earth as elves or the Númenóreans. They could cast this woman as a Haradrim character, of course, but they would be called racists. And let's be honest about that, they would most certainly be called racists if they cast this woman as a Haradrim character, so they are not going to do that. They are going to cast her as an elf or as a Númenórean. And let's look at what Numenorians looked like. Now, yes, this is LOTRfandom.com, like wiki of the Lord of the Rings. But when you look at the site, the citing, the bibliography, where they have all the references, where they've got their information from, it's all from the Tolkien's books. So they refer to the official Tolkien's books published by Tolkien's son Christopher Tolkien. So this, my friends, is official, alright? So let's look at what the Numenorians look like. Physical characteristics. Being descendants of the Edain, the men of Numenor, were well-bred, exceptionally strong individuals, were legendary. Most of Numenor was settled by Edain of the House of Hador, who were golden-haired and tall, with fair skin and blue eyes, while the northwestern regions of the island were settled mostly by the people of the House of Beor, who were generally dark-haired, with grey or brown eyes. And then they are elaborating upon that they were also on average very tall, with 6 foot, 4 inches being the average among them. La-di-da-di-da, that's not relevant right here. This does not say that they were African or African American looking, by no means. People of Europe, be it ancient Europe or medieval Europe, they looked various. They looked like Mads Mikkelsen, they might have looked like a Greek-looking person, an Italian-looking person, a German-looking person, a Spanish-looking person, a Russian-looking person. That is absolutely understandable, because there were a lot of people of very different looks living in Europe at the time. And do bear in mind that Arda, or Middle-earth, was based on these people. But I am very, very sorry to burst your leftist bubble. This woman should not play an elf or a Numenorian. I'm sorry. I am really, really sorry. You have to find some other movie in which you will cast this character as, you know, some sort of majority character, like the Wakandians from Wakanda. Like here, Chadwick Boseman. Everybody was very crushed over his death, which I can understand. He was a very good actor, and I do love his portrayal of Black Panther in the movie Black Panther. I don't like the comic books because they are not written well, but the movie was cool. And all the people, all the Wakandians were African looking. There was only like one character who was white, and that man was Andy Serkis, and he was the villain. But nobody said that was racist. No freaking body. But suddenly, there's someone like me expressing dissatisfaction with Sarah Zwangobani being cast as, well, as the people from LOTA or the OneRing.net want, being cast as an elf or a Numenorian queen, and I'm called a bigot, a white supremacist. So yeah, I'm very sorry to burst your bubble, but yeah, there are some double standards over there in the world, aren't there? There are some double standards. So yeah, what do you think, my friends? Do you agree with my opinion, or does your opinion differ in any way? Let me know in the comments down below. I am very much open and will always be open to intelligent discussion. And of course, please do not forget to like this video if you liked it, or dislike this video if you didn't like it. Either way helps the algorithm. Or subscribe to this unimportant channel of an unimportant geek talking about unimportant things if you haven't done so already. There will be more interesting videos like this to come. And that will be all from me. See you soon, my fellow friends, and goodbye.